Hey Gemini, happy birthday. I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your June 2021 horoscope. And I hope that you're feeling excited about your birthday month. I know some of you Geminis are at the end of May, so a belated happy birthday to you, but you've already gotten hopefully some good energy from this last eclipse that we had in your opposite sign of Sagittarius on May 26th. And of course, your ruler, Mercury, is retrograde. You're most likely, is the word I'm looking for, feeling the effects of it. And as we all are. So that means that Mercury is transiting and appearing to go backwards in your first house. So this is for Gemini rising, sun or moon. And of course, we know that this is a generalized reading and that we have life happening in every area of our lives because we're here for wholeness. That's part of what we as human beings are here to remember, that we are whole and complete as we are. And I would imagine, Gemini, that you have had some scheduling mishaps here and there, maybe, and maybe some transportation issues, communication, things that you're having to work with. It could be that you're dealing with a loved one who is dealing with something involving say transportation or your schedule, missing appointments, having to reschedule. Maybe there's some double booking or even forgetting about certain things, because we know that when Mercury is retrograde, our minds and the decisions that we make and the communication that we have can seem a little foggier than usual. And that trickster in Mercury has a tendency to come out. Now, the gift is that because you are born with this planet as your ruler, then a retrograde here may not have such a serious effect on you. It may be that you're so used to it that it becomes humorous. And I hope that that's the attitude that you've taken with the Mercury retrograde, because that's one that we definitely all need to keep in mind. So one of the things that this Mercury retrograde could have you doing is looking at how you present yourself to people, as well as how you approach new things. We're dealing with this first house as far as it's all about you, and you may be rethinking and all those REs, reevaluating, researching, maybe redoing some things about yourself that you've been thinking about for a while, or maybe something has come up for you, a particular situation may be activated by this last eclipse, that you are now looking at yourself in a new way, or you're having to deal with something in a different way than you did before. Maybe there's an old belief that you finally let go of, and now you're going to try out and test this new way of being. And I would imagine that that curiosity in you is really active. It can also be activated here, the Mercury retrograde, where at your work and the way that you are living life, you may be seen by others as being really busy. Maybe there's so much going on that you just can't keep up with it all. Or it is possible that you may be seen as a bit more scattered than usual, and maybe a little fun and flirtatious as well. And people aren't quite sure what to do with you. You normally have this really approachable, lighthearted kind of energy that this retrograde could have you feeling a little more introspective. Now, we do have Venus moving into Cancer in your second house on June 2nd. So right at the beginning of the month, which will most likely have you attracting some new forms of income, or if you're satisfied with where you're at, maybe there's some conversation that you're looking at having that, does this job, does the income I have, maybe the physical possessions when we're dealing with that second house and your values, does it still hold value for me? You may be reevaluating that. You may decide that you want to attract more of the things in your life that let you nurture. I would imagine, even though second house doesn't rule pets and animals, but it gives you something tangible to nurture, that you may decide it's time to get a new pet, or plants. You can see my plants in the background here, that it's possible that with Venus here, you're going to attract new things that you can take care of and be that caretaker. It may be that someone in your family or in your friends are needing to have you help them out and make them feel like family, or you become that sort of motherly energy using your possessions, or maybe you're cooking food for them, maybe you're offering financial support to them. I would also say that with Venus here in Cancer, your relationships, even though again, second house isn't so much about relationships with others, this is more about your, when we're looking at it from a relationship, because we're dealing with Venus, your relationship to possessions, maybe your physical body, and also, like I mentioned, the income, that you may be finding ways, though, in relationship that you can maybe capitalize on the values of the relationships in your life. Like you're looking at, I don't know, I'll look at my water bottle, for example, and I value water because it keeps me hydrated and it helps me, process food and nutrients, and it's the elixir of life, right? And so you may be looking at saying, I need to up my water intake. That's just one example. The other thing I would say is that we have a new moon in your sign on June 10th in your first house. This gives you a chance as you start the beginning of June. And even though I know Mercury is retrograde, you're reevaluating yourself, how you want to really engage with the tangible things in your life. And this new moon could activate new opportunities for you to be able to say, this is now how I want to engage with the world. This is now how I want to engage with myself. And when I look in the mirror and I want to take on a new health regimen, or I want to change my hair color, or I want to change out my wardrobe because it's time for me to, I don't know, lose weight, change the hair colors, whatever, that this Gemini new moon, it is an eclipse, will most likely activate that theme for the next 6 months. And we can couple that with the Venus in Cancer in that second house, that you may be receiving a new opportunity with a job or within a relationship. Some of you may be getting married, so you're changing from single to coupledom, and you have a new home. That's something physical, and you're buying new furniture. And so it may be that these next 6 months, because eclipses have it, they work in the same sign for 6 months, that you may be starting this new life for yourself. And within the next 6 months, you're building that new life and allowing yourself to be seen by others in this new and improved way. Now, on June 11th, we have Mars moving into Leo in that third house, and that is going to activate more communication for you. If you're most likely going to want to be seen by others as being very intelligent, having information together. I know Mercury retrograde, it makes it a little difficult or challenging. However, this Mars in Leo may drive you to share your opinions, to make some decisions that allow you to stand out in the crowd, that allow you to connect and just speak, because it gives you this sense of dramatization, if you will, that people will be either attracted to, or at least they'll listen to you. And you want to be seen. You want people to listen to what you have to say. It's great energy if you're trying to continue, or maybe, I don't know, to say you're launching a course at this time, or you're putting some publication or writing out there. But if it's something you've already started doing, months ago or even years ago, that some of the things that you may put out there while Mars is sitting here in Leo will attract some attention. Even though I know Mars is a separator, you've got Venus in Cancer in that second house, attracting some opportunities within that income, the second house energies, and then you have Mars putting it out, and it's in Leo. And Leo likes to shine, and it likes to give, be on stage, and it likes to give all kinds of wonderful, flamboyant energy and information out there in that third house. It is possible in this third house with Mars, because we do know that Mars can also be very aggressive, that either you or others are going to be incited by words or by the way that you're communicating or that they're communicating with you. It is possible that, I'll say, relationships in general may be affected, because we're always relating, that someone could get forceful in their opinions and decide that they are threatened by you shining too much or you sharing too much of an opinion, or vice versa. So do be aware that your words create worlds, and that sometimes words are just words. And I mean, I think of road rage. That's also something else that you're going to have to pay attention to with Mars and Leo in this third house, is let people just vent. Let them say what they have to say. I know words can harm or heal, but if we don't take it personally, we won't necessarily react. Now, we have Jupiter in its home sign of Pisces traditionally, and it is going retrograde in your 10th house on June 20th. That is going to continue to activate that career, the status, the fruit in which you are bearing, the way that you want people to see you in the public eye. So there could be a particular project that you've been working on, or maybe you're in a leadership role, or you've just recently applied for one, that Jupiter may slow that progress down just slightly. However, what it should activate is this greater hope and faith in yourself that you deserve the accolades, you deserve what's coming, you deserve to be in the position that you're in. And if you can come from that loving, compassionate, and healing place that Pisces offers, Jupiter will just bless it and expand it that much more inside of yourself. You may find yourself attracting, because again, Venus in Cancer will make this beautiful trine to Jupiter in Pisces, as it has been, and it may attract to you some others who need healing, or who see the value in the work that you do and pay you for it. So your income could increase if you're looking for ways to increase that income through being compassionate, through being open and receptive to others as they need care and they need comfort. Now, we have a Capricorn full moon on June 20th, and that is going to be in your 8th house. So that is going to activate some of the things that are all 8th house, which is other people's resources, or should we say joint resources. It also is talking about inheritance and death and taxes. Of course, we do associate with that 8th house. With Capricorn here, I would venture to say that this has a lot to do with your partnerships, whether it's personal or professional, that allow you to let go of maybe something that you and another person were trying to achieve and start something new. Because a full moon, we know, is releasing, but if we release and create space, there's something new that can drop in. It is possible some of you Geminis are going to see someone exit your life that you have been extremely emotionally bonded to during this time, and it's done. It's the usefulness of that relationship is complete. And so do be aware that how you transition out of that is most important. However, I would venture to say that there will be a gift. It doesn't necessarily have to be an ending as far as that person actually leaves your life. It could just be in the status in which you two relate to each other. The other thing that this Capricorn full moon could activate for you is that you do leave a particular role or income behind, and you're because you have a partnership that allows you to step back and kind of glean off of the joint resources. I will talk about love for a second. Even though you don't have a lot of we'll say the love houses activated during the month of June, you are the star of the show. It is your birthday month, you and Cancer. And so, and like I mentioned, we're always in relationship. So single Geminis, if you are looking for love, some of your best time to do it is after Mercury goes direct on June 21st, 22nd, depending on where you are in the world. So if you can just be fun and flirty and have a good time celebrating your birthday, I would imagine you may meet somebody at your birthday party, you know, being the life of the party, but not officially starting the relationship until the end of the month. Those of you who are bonded, those Geminis who are bonded, you may find that your partner and this person wants a deeper commitment. And it could be that at this Capricorn full moon on the 24th, that you're finally ready to let go of the old status and move into something new. Maybe that deeper commitment is expanding the family, or it could be moving in together, or it could be, hey, we'll buy a house together, right? I mean, it could show up in many different ways. Another little pin on the map, Neptune will retrograde in Pisces, and that's on June 25th. It happens for quite some time, throughout the year. And so I would just put a little note on that, that you may find that some of your internal conversations with your, say, groups and your, as well as your public status, things like that, you may just be revisiting that internally for a little bit. Now, we do have Venus moving out of Cancer and into Leo on June 27th. It's good to note because you will have hopefully gathered some new opportunities or solidified some good opportunities to increase your income or to increase your value in the way that you help others or increase the value in your home and the physical possessions that you have. And when Venus enters Leo in that third house, you're ready to share it with others in some way, shape, or form. Most likely it's through your words, but I would also venture to say that you'll be attracting a lot of attention at the end of the month as well, that shows how well you've done. The way in which you really allow others to feel that nurturing, and now they want to celebrate you. They want to put you in the spotlight. I would also say that when Venus moves into Leo here in that third house, that your words allow you to shine. So be mindful about what you're saying and how you're saying it. And it gives you a good opportunity to do any cleanups from misunderstandings, miscommunication, things like that, that may have happened at the beginning of the month with Mercury retrograde. The Mercury retrograde and then going direct also, like I mentioned on the 21st, 22nd, will give you some chance to revisit some things during the retrograde. And then once it goes direct, have the clarity that you need in order to keep moving forward. Consider the first part of June as a little bit of a pause and a reset button. So taking time for you, having self-care. Again, birthday, great time to take yourself to a spa, go for a camping trip if that's something you like, or, connecting with your friends and talking for hours on end. And, really a lot of self-care is important this month. Try not to strive or grab on to people during this month. And the reason I feel that is important to say is that with that second house being active, the eighth house being activated, and all this energy in that third house as well, and Mercury ruler being retrograde, I feel intuitively, Gemini, that you may find yourself wanting to grab onto things. And if, let's say at the full moon, at the eclipse, whatever, you may still be feeling the effects of the May 26th eclipse, that if somebody does exit your life or you don't have as much connection with them, with somebody that you normally do, it's really going to be painful. And, pain is part of life, but suffering becomes our choice when we grab and we cling to something and we hold on to it without, I think of like the dogs that like to grab onto a toy and shake it to death, right? And they won't let go no matter what. That could be you, and eventually that could be painful. So, or should I say suffering? So I'm just putting that out there, Gemini. Please do what you do best. Continue to gather information, stay curious, keep your sense of humor, flirt and have fun. Don't take the month of June too seriously, because the time will come at the end of the month into July when you get to start taking some things a little more seriously. Sign papers, all of that from the past. Try not to start anything new during the retrograde if you can. If you have to, get the backups that you need. And also practice self-forgiveness and great self-compassion. All right, Gemini, I certainly hope that this video helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, follow me, and find me at jamiedawn.com. Take care.